Moment. Fantastic atmosphere. Not a seat wasted in the house. Sold out it was. Here's Pendlebury again to Beams. Embley applying the tackle. Off to Harry O'Brien. Centre half forward. Lovely kick for Solo on the lead.
And the pressure from Collingwood has been sensational.
Good at this part of the game, as you can see, Alex Fasolo. This one's a long way out. 52 metres out. Kick on the way. Looks damn good. Collingwood have got the first goal of the game. Selwood went without it. Harry O'Brien got him in the back. Free kick will go the way of Scott Selwood. Plays on immediately. Kick wasn't great, as you can see the result there. Terrence done well. Had a little bit of a jiggle there with trying to pick the ball up. Schofield over the top of Beams. Umpire lets it go. Is that a high tackle there? And it'll go to Shuey within range.
They're a little stiff here, Collingwood. They actually had a great setup, and the Selwood kick was a shocker, but it actually worked to their favour because it bounced awkwardly. Tuvey just got a little high. That free kick was there. The first one to Selwood, I reckon, was pretty doubtful, but they need one all of a sudden. Nathan Buckley, you can see punching the desk. He knows they're on top at the start. Didn't want to give away a cheap free kick.
He's a real barometer, BT. I know you love a barometer, and Luke Shuey is one for the Eagles, I reckon. He's just dropped off a little bit recently, but first half of the year he was great.
Shuey on the way, looks good, needs to bend a little, it has. West Coast respond. Off the ground for a little while, is he okay?
Yeah, right ankle troubles, Brian. He had to have it all re-strapped, and right at the moment, Sherrod Wellingham's just run onto the bench holding his right hand like he's actually got a dislocated finger, Brian. He's on the bench.
Okay, well, Doc's going to have a busy night. Here's Didak. Picked it up magnificently. What about that? Kick around the body. A little not so good. Thomas now able to glove it. Little left foot kick inside. Great kick to Goldsack, and he marks 20 out.
Pies is first class at the moment.
Goldsack, one of those back into the Collingwood lineup this week. Pretty easy shot, isn't it? Doesn't let them down. Collingwood with their second goal of the quarter. Pendlebury to tidy up to Harry O'Brien, now Swan, so trying to avoid the congested side of the ground. Ben Johnson's a left footer here. He finds space with a lovely angled kick to Didak. Didak wants to move the ball quickly. Gets a look inside. Great ball to side bottom. That was impressive.
Now, Chris.
Little kick around the corner, and Fasolo now within range. Fasolo comes in, only 35 metres out. That's a low ball. Very impressive. Collingwood have got 3 in the quarter. Looking to get it inside 50. Got some news on Wellingham in a moment. We'll go to Doc and we get an opportunity. Clock's being closely monitored there by Nathan Brown. Shuey, top of the square. Danger spot over the back. Kerr was waiting and gets a look at it around the corner. He'll clean this up, and he does it so nicely.
Issued his finger, but tell you what, have they brought an enormous amount of pressure to this first quarter.
Absolutely perfect conditions for footy right now. Great temperature for the players, not affected by the wind. Pendlebury with a left foot banana. I think he's got it. He has.
Well, Luke spoke earlier about Pendlebury's ability in traffic just to look like he's got more time than anyone else. This is a good highlight of it here. Just his composure to get that ball to boot.
He could play, missing one only.
Okay, so Wellingham will watch him very closely as to how he handles the ball. Here's Shuey out of the middle. He's under Pendlebury pressure. Slipped at the crucial moment, got the handball back into Scott Selwood. Did well to Nat Nui. Gets a look from 30 to bring the West Coast fans onto their feet. Magnificently done by Nick Nat Nui.
First time we've seen West Coast in the game get a real advantage out of their dominance in the ruck. Cameron Wood's come with a plan of trying to cross the line and block Natanui's run, and it worked really well in the first quarter. See this? He starts near the line and says, you can't jump. Natanui said, I'm good enough to do it anyway. But the follow-up, this is where he's so good, Richo. To be that tall, that athletic, and be able to run and finish up and score a goal, that's where you get a massive advantage with that man playing.
And Cameron Wood's just got to get it into his head that after every stoppage, he has to just get some...
Working furiously on him there, the medical staff for West Coast. Cox, tap, got it in the end. Rosa playing in the helmet out the side door to Shuey. Here goes Hearn. We know he can thump the ball from almost inside the square. 70 metres out. Launches a long ball. Wow. Where did you see that?
Oh, good call, BT. This man here, Shannon Hearn, one of the longest kicks in the game, and when he drifts down from half-back and gets the football in that half-forward position, you know that he's going to have a shot at goal. He was 60 metres out when he released that, and it carried the goal line. A lot of teams have been tagging him this year, and you almost have to because he's so dangerous with the ball in hand.
Eagles lead for the first time in the game, Das.
And this man has kicked 5 goals in the past month, Richard. He plays out of half-back and sometimes out of the back pocket. What a weapon. He targets inside 50. Cloak's been the target 3 times out of 13. Dawes hasn't been once. So it's a genuine game style they've gone with tonight in the Magpies.
Have a look at this for a chain of handballs. Now McGinnity has got to finish it, and that is a really good kick. Great protection from Darling. Shot at goal, I think, is there for the Eagles. The umpire has let it go.
Some great overlap hands there through half forward from the Eagles, and Butler gathered it here. I thought, oh, he played on. Thomas did well, closed him down, but
who was the winner there? McGinnity kept it alive, got some running support in Hill. Tarrant, clever tap, look at Beams. Now Tarrant's under enormous McGinnity pressure, gave it up to Pritters, back inside. Was the tackle high? The umpire said no. It comes to McGinnity. Didn't think about the goal. Got it into the hot zone. Darling couldn't quite take it though. Handball comes back. Rosa around the corner. Selwood. It's a goal. Selwood's kicked it. Adam Selwood's got it. Reed and Shaw combine at half-back. Funny little kick for Shaw, but he realised he didn't have much in the midfield and tried to turn it around the corner. O'Brien, look at that. The don't argue. Get out of the way, little man, said Nick Nat. Kicks to Kennedy, both hands on it. Couldn't hold the mark, but I think he'll get a free for a knock of the arms.
That reminded me of when you're in primary school and you have a go against the year 7s and you're in year 3. He's sure arguing his case there. I reckon I was fine. But that was the difference. I mean, Harry O'Brien is a powerhouse himself. You look at the free kick, an arm grab, and maybe a little ticky touch with that one on replay. But I just can't believe that. He just stood there and said, you're not strong enough, quick enough, or good enough to get a hold of me. I'll run straight past you.
There it is. The Singer sewing machine. It's nice. He likes it. He drills it. 5 West Coast goals in a row. Shuey. Cox gives Natanui a spell. Priddis, Embley, fast hands, weren't they? Butler around the corner, found his man, and Gaff, Kerr, and now Rosa all combined. Rosa over the top with a good ball, and Jack Darling eye on the ball. Have a look at the run-up from Jack Darling here.
it's got a bit of Ahmad Saad about it.
That is a 30-metre run-up, a monstrous run-up. Boy, in he comes. Darling, kick on the way. Looks good. It's tight, but I think he's got it. He has. Kennedy, 2 goals. Converge on him. Marston, Wellingham with a tackle. Somehow got control of the ball. Sliding handball from side bottom. G. Dawes put Fasolo under the pump. Here go the Eagles. They've got a lot of players forward of the ball. Marston receives to Embley. A bounce inside 50, 30, closing. Marston goes for the Eagles. So Collingwood official waiting to hand the red vest. It's the one time you don't want the runner to come to you. Now Cox. Out of side, Wood just corrals. Cox, kick, good, finds Scott Selwood, handball onto Hill. Hill 45 out, lets it rip with a fantastic kick. Josh Hill.
Josh Hill has been another player that has come into the side this year for the West Coast. 31 goals before tonight, been a little quiet, but they have just turned this one and blown it apart.
Who got handed the red vest for the Pies, Doc?
Yeah, it was Seedsman, Brian, but Tarrant certainly saw Seedsman's out.
Cox from 50 metres out to drill it home. Raining goals here at Subi.
Geez, it's pretty exciting.
Well, Big Coxie, he loved that one, and it's as simple as this. He came into this game, you always thought it was going to be hard for the Pies around the clearances. 10-2 this.
There's something nice for the Pies through the middle of the ground. Beam says, come on, come at me. Goldsack long. Glass tries to push him towards the boundary line. Did really well, Glass. Goldsack worked his way in front in the end. Here is Sinclair, the activated sub for Collingwood. And he got a heavy knock on the head there. And I reckon he might be in a bit of trouble here, Sinclair. And I don't know about the Eagles. Head over the ball here. Oh, boy.
Gee, that's a nasty one.
Quite accidental from Gaff, but nevertheless, head high.
Gaff actually turned side on.
Nothing he could do.
Yeah, nothing he could do. Just an accidental clash, that one. But
ball's gone into, I think it's side bottom in the meantime, but
well done, Sinclair. Put his head over it.
Tough, hard nut to get up. He's still holding his head. Let's hope that he hasn't got some delayed concussion as Chris Tarrant comes off.
He looks a little sore as well. Doc, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely got a dead arm out of that last contest when they played the advantage for Tarrant's free. I thought they're going to sub him, Brian. He's been struggling this quarter.
I hope he knows where he is, Sinclair, because that was a massive strike to the head. Brave effort to stand up. Let's hope he's not concussed.
Side bottom as a result comes in. Side bottom comes in and kicks at goal and has got it. So the Pies' first goal since the 25-minute mark of the first quarter.
Pushed up the ground. I like the idea of it to get their gun midfielders in full forward, but you're right, Richo. Unless your two big guns are playing well, you can't compete against the good sides.
Here's Didak off the back. Handball back into Cloak. Managed to work it out. Got some numbers here, the Pies. 20 seconds. Beams gets a look for two. Collingwood goes in a row, and he's got it. Beams kicks the goal. Darling marks. Peels off the handball to Embley. His kick wasn't great. Now Tarrant tidies up to Beams. Beams looks inside for Solo. The target, he'll get a free for Solo. A nudge in the back. And Fasolo didn't even know he was getting it. And just when he goes to kick here, and he does not look good for him. Fasolo, 50 metres out directly in front. Beautiful kick of the ball. Collingwood have kicked 3 goals in a row.
Injuries over the journey, but just a terrific half-back. Intercept marking is one of his strengths.
Wood ties up Cox. Beams went and got it. Shaw, some ground with the kick. Embley around the corner, bending. Simply magnificent, Andrew Embley.
Time of the year. Just the ball spilling loose there, and that is a great snap from Embley. We've seen him do that a lot over the years, and Bucks, he's disappointed. Mounting a challenge.
Nathan Buckley, keep going with the two big fellas. They're completely out of form, as we know. Quality players, as we know, but how long can you keep running with them?
Yeah, it's a good question, Lee, isn't it? And it's a difficult one with one home and away game left to go.
Gaff motors, 2 bounces, 3 bounces, gets it to 54 bounces, 45 and closing, low skimmer. Gaff, goals for the Eagles.
Beautiful running goal. Well called, Bristol. Just electrified this crowd here. How much do they love it? I reckon the West Australian fans are fantastic the way they get behind their team. The biggest home ground advantage in the game. It's a 5-goal start for West Coast playing here in this cauldron. And they are loving every moment. The West Coast fans.
Pretty happy with that, and so he should be. Was it 5 bounces, BT, you called?
I think it was. Got it inside 45, and he's very excited, Andrew Gaff, about his work. Just his 8th goal for the year. Dawes now 60 out, goes to the Wellingham one-on-one, who put up the one hand, hurt his finger early in this game. Could be some ramifications out of that as well. It's heavily strapped at the moment. Gaff out of bounds on the full, and Blair will get an opportunity to shoot at goal here. Kicks about 40 metres in distance. Geez, got every bit of that. That is really, really good. touched right on the line, but I think the goal umpire is going to give it a goal. Now, I reckon Naitanui definitely touched that in the field of play.
Let's see if BT's right.
No, it's over the line.
Jeez, you were pretty adamant a short while ago.
Oh, I'm just saying now that was
Backing.
I don't reckon there's ever been a game before where there's been 13 goals, 13 individual.
Oh, he's passed it off McGinnity. He's given it and found Shuey. Challenge someone who's got a stats man sitting 1 metre away from you, Richo. Ask him. Put him on. Talk about put your stats man out of the pump. Shuey from 50 launches a ripper. Eagles by 43. West Coast are going to enjoy the party here tonight. That is for sure. Here's Embley. A rather unusual high stumpy kick for Solo. Launches without great regard for his own safety. Darling around the body. This will fall for Schofield. Schofield can put a nice bit of icing on the cake. And well done. Bit of growth there for Will Schofield. A lot of growth, in fact. And he goals. And a whopping 49-point West Coast lead.
Yeah, particularly exciting as that man's found his shirt off in the crowd. He's had a few here tonight. Lynch was the late withdrawal, you remember, and Kennedy's back for his first game of the year, pretty much.
So West Coast are going to win a big game. They're now in the top 4. They have one game to come. Hawthorn at the MCG, and they have put themselves into a great position to attack the finals. Look at the fans, loving every moment. Take it away, Lingy.